Coming up, the family of a firefighter that died earlier this year suffers more heartache during the flood.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. A family in Floyd County is recovering from flood damage to their homes, but they are also still grieving the loss of the patriarch of their family. WYMT's Jordan Mullins has more from the homes of Michael and Pam Cottle in the Wayland community and how they are carrying on despite the loss of their father and husband, Philip Cottle, less than 4 months ago.
In late July, catastrophic floods hit the Wayland area of Floyd County, damaging homes and other property in the area.
Out of all the flooding that I've dealt with, that was the worst. I've never seen water rise as quick and come in as quick as what that did.
Michael Cottle is an officer and secretary at Garrett Volunteer Fire Department. He worked at the station alongside his dad, volunteer firefighter Philip Cottle, who died in the line of duty in late May. Now Michael and the Cottles carry on without their father, grandfather, husband, and their rock.
Always a flooding before, it was like, I knew what to do, but my dad was there and I was like, what do we need to do next? I had somebody to say, hey, remember, we got to get this out. We got to get this out. I didn't have that this time.
The homes of Michael Cottle and his mom, Pam Cottle, were heavily damaged by the floodwaters, but they have since began rebuilding. Thankfully, Pam Cottle was able to save memorabilia, belongings, and some photos of her late husband.
So the things I was able to save mean something to me, because now it's all I got left of him. Just a few trinkets, things that he bought me, dishes, he knows I love dishes, vintage dishes, and I was able to save those.
Still grieving, but choosing to push forward.
You're always stronger than you think you are. You just have to get up every morning, thank the Lord for the day, and keep going.
And reminding others to keep the faith and love your neighbor, just like Philip. In Floyd County, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
Both Pam and Michael Cottle's homes are gutted at the moment, but both say they are forever thankful to the groups that have come in and assisted them during this time. The Hindman Volunteer Fire Department lost one of its oldest fire engines in the late July flooding. The fire chief tells us the truck was swept into the creek near the station as floodwaters rose. He says now the fire department is selling T-shirts to raise money to repair the station and the destroyed truck and turn it into a sort of moving monument.
I want people to look back on it and just realize that we were able to come back from it. This is probably one of the darkest days that we've had in southeastern Kentucky, and it's not going to define us.
He says the fire engine will not be able to be fully restored and fight fires again, but they do hope this moving monument will honor the people lost and the Knott County community. The Breathitt County Area Technology Center was ruined by the July flood, but it received $25,000 today from Advanced Auto Parts. A teacher at the center sent Advanced Auto a letter telling them of their needs. Representatives with the company tell us they know many of their employees and customers were impacted by the flooding, so they wanted to help their community rebuild any way they could.
And they're in the process of designing and getting us a new school. We're just not sure when that's going to take place. If everything goes as planned, hopefully we're going to break ground in the spring.
The $25,000 will help the school buy new tools that were destroyed in the flood. One Letcher County cheer team is hoping to rally this semester, raising money to hit the mats. The Fleming Neon Middle School cheer team saw significant hits from the recent flood, losing thousands of dollars worth of cheer mats. For the 8th grade students, fundraisers to buy new mats could mean everything as they look toward competition, afraid they will have to close out their last year without proving the skills they have worked hard to craft.
Everything that we worked for, we've fundraised for, it was just all gone, and we just have to start all over. And it's our 8th grade year, so it just sucks.
It's like you can't even find words to express how you feel about this because everything's gone.
Anyone interested in donating to the cheer cause can contact the school.
Well, a muggy late summer night out there tonight. We saw records tied in some spots today. The good news, fall, which starts in less than 24 hours now, is promising much nicer temperatures out there as soon as tomorrow night. A look outside at the moment, upper 60s at UVA-wise. The stars out there right now. Temperatures remain warm, low to mid 70s around the region. Few upper 60s across parts of Southwest Virginia, but plenty of 70s still out there, even middle 70s right now. Pinpoint Doppler is just a clean sweep. We did have a few spotty showers and storms earlier, but those have moved on past the region, and we don't have to worry about a ton tonight, though a few showers possible as we head towards daybreak. Mid 60s out there tonight, a muggy low. We're talking maybe 20 degrees cooler as we head into tomorrow night. Those details straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Evan, thank you. Kelly Knight Craft's gubernatorial campaign is the first to announce a running mate. Craft is running in the 2023 Republican primary for governor. She chose that man right there, State Senator Max Wise of Campbellsville, as her running mate. Wise's representative all are part of Adair, Allen, Metcalfe, Monroe, Taylor, and Warren counties in south central Kentucky since he was sworn in 2015. Several other Republicans are running in the crowded primary for a chance to take on Governor Beshear next fall. We have an update on a story we first told you about at 6. We now know the name of the former Johnson Central girls basketball coach that was arrested. Officials say 54-year-old Darren Rice faces rape, sexual abuse, and sodomy charges. Rice was listed as the coach of the Lady Eagles on the KHSA website for 9 seasons, starting with the 2013-14 season. The school district released a statement saying they always strive to work with law enforcement and the community to protect students. 3 current and 2 former UK football players are suing 3 members of the Lexington Police Department. The players say Officer Cody Vinlove made false charges to frame and defame them. The 5 players were suspended from the team last year after they were charged with first-degree burglary. However, in September of last year, all charges against the players were dismissed. The lawsuit also named Sergeant Donnell Gordon and Lexington Police Chief Lawrence Weathers. The players claim the charges harmed their football, educational, and professional careers.
For each of these players, they very easily could have been wrongfully convicted. You know, if they didn't have access to counsel, if they didn't have families that supported them, they could have been a part of this system and went to prison for more than a decade of their life, even though they didn't commit a crime and in fact were the victims of hate crimes, as our lawsuit alleges.
A 6th player who was charged last year, Ernest Sanders, has since transferred to Saginaw Valley State. He is not involved in the lawsuit. A man in Pike County was charged with murder after a shooting Monday. It happened on Caney Drive, and neighbors say they are still shocked. Marley Pinchuk has more.
Other than the rush of traffic and rooster crows, people like Jeff Kaiser will tell you Caney Drive in Pike County is a peaceful area where everyone knows each other.
Everybody was so good to everybody. You know, everybody took care of everybody. If you needed food, you got fed. If you needed money, they give you money.
Kaiser says he's on grandpa duty all of the time down here when he's visiting his family. However, after a deadly shooting took place along Caney Drive Monday, Kaiser says that peace has been rattled.
It's tore it all to pieces. It's terrible.
Troopers say during their investigation, it seems like a fight broke out between 2 men, Monroe Jackson and Ryan Hurst, with Jackson shooting and killing Hurst.
I never know that he would even turn out to be something like that. Never in my life.
Kaiser says he knew the man who pulled the trigger.
Yes, I know Monroe. Been in his house, eat food at his house. And everything, and he was a nice guy when he first come here.
Troopers say Jackson has been charged with murder, a deadly incident Kaiser says makes him want to hold his loved ones a little tighter.
You'll be more and more naive in what you do, and you'll love them that much tighter, and you'll hold them that much tighter.
And stay on high alert moving forward.
I think everybody ought to pay attention to what's going on around them, sooner than we really realized what was happening.
Jackson was arrested and taken to the Pike County Detention Center. Coming up on Mountain News at 11, one Kentucky native spent her vacation in a hurricane.
And records were in jeopardy today, but perhaps some more fall-like weather is here to stay. The latest on that order of pumpkin spice weather next.
We've all experienced the peace of mind feeling when you finally find an honest company that will give you